Well, hello and welcome everybody to the New Health Conversation podcast. And again, I want to address the censors right away because we had a problem over the last week or so where you shut down our live 3 different times for 3 reasons. And I think it's just a huge misunderstanding. Number one, you had said we have harmful substances might hurt the people that are watching the live. Nothing could be farther from the truth. We only share from 10 peer-reviewed published medical studies. Everything everything that we share with the audiences is food. It's food that was picked by the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world, and it's published in the Obesity Journal, Frontiers in Physiology, Nutrients, the Nutrition Journal, Frontiers in Nutrition, and Nature Communications, and 3 more journals. It is absolutely safe. It's absolutely proven. There's no substances at all. It's based on food. That's number one. Number two, you had said that this is some kind of extreme diet where it was, we were promoting body dysphoria or body image. This has nothing to do with body image. This is medical science proven that we're breathing, drinking, eating chemicals, and as they enter our body, the body's warning us by showing us that our fat cells are expanding. It's not about people gaining weight. It's not about the excess. No, we're not talking anything about that. We're pointing out to them. Their body is warning them that the bloating that they're experiencing is because they're storing chemicals inside their fat cells. And number three, well, and then you had said it's a diet. It is not a diet. Absolutely nothing to do with dieting. It's not. The weight loss happens to be the third reason to do this. It has nothing to do with body image, body shaping, nothing like that. So that's all wrong. Third, you said that we were diverting people away from TikTok products to go to our website to buy something. We have nothing to sell. We've never had a product. We don't have products. We're a research site. We're providing the audience with an absolutely ironclad place to go to see the medical proof on what they can do to detox their body and get as healthy as possible. This is about health. It's not about losing weight. Weight loss is part of this, but it's the least important part. Number two, we started a movement. The New Health Conversation is a movement. It's not a company. We don't have any products. In 23 years, we've helped 600,000 people. So we're not harming people, we're helping people. And third, the protocol that we're teaching people how to do, we didn't invent it. It's called protein pacing. It's a registered trademark with the US Patent Office. You don't get a registered trademark for something that's a health product that would make people unhealthy. So we hope this clears it up and we don't have any more disruptions in our live presentation. So hopefully you understand there's no harmful substances. It's not a diet. Nothing to do with body imaging, and it is absolutely, there's no products to buy. They're buying food and not from us. All right. Hello, everybody. Johnny Ray and Banana and Ana and, excuse me, Benjamin, Lyra, Roger, Jeffrey, Jean. Hello, everybody. Yes, look at the podcast. She lost 60 pounds in 90 days safely and easily without diets or pills. This is a breakthrough. A real food is based on food. It's a detox. She gained 6 to 9% lean muscle without working out and has maintained it for 9 years. And it's published and backed in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world dealing with your health, nutrition, and weight loss. This is going to make every single diet out there obsolete. Well, I mean, imagine you can lose as much weight on this in 4 days as 6 weeks of any diet you've ever been on. We'll prove it to you. Well, just look at her results. Do the math. She averaged 5 pounds a week for 3 straight months. I mean, show me any diet like that. Most of you, if you were going to lose 20 pounds, any of you, and this is not a diet, it's a detox. But if any of you were going to lose 20 pounds, be honest, put it in the chat. How long would you give yourself to lose 20 pounds? I love it when people interact. Come on, let's have some interaction here. Hello, we've got Lyra, we got Roger, we got Jeffrey, we got Jean, we got Juanita, we have Exo, we have Mila. Now, let me ask all of you a question. Do you believe you're living in a toxic world? And do you believe you're toxic? If you don't, you're on the wrong podcast. I couldn't be more serious. We're going to teach you about detox and how your own body is capable of removing these poisons that we're all storing inside of our fat cells. We are toxic. We're drinking, we're breathing, we're eating chemicals. And as those come into our body, the brain, to protect you, takes those poisons, things like herbicides and pesticides and Scotchgard and Teflon, and stuffs them inside your visceral fat. That's the fat around your organs. And those fat cells expand. This has nothing to do with body image, body dysphoria, nothing. This is the medical proof. Your body is telling you you're storing chemicals inside your body. And obviously, the idea would be, let's get those the hell out of our body, right? Well, the point is that the bottom line is that this protocol is a detox, and we'll show it, and we're going to go over it all with you in a few minutes. Now, here's the crazy part. There are no products. There are no lotions, potions, pills, substances, no. And we don't sell you anything. We're providing you a free medical website. It's free to go there. You can see it, right? See the little heart on the top up in the left, and to the right in red, The New Health Conversation. Also, right above her set, proof at The New Health Conversation. You get coached on this for free. What? Yeah. The initial consultation's free, and all the way, there's no gimmicks. We all got coached. The New Health Conversation is a movement. It's educational. It's there to show you what's really possible. And stop believing the lies you're being told about diets, that any of them work long-term, because they don't. If you don't believe me, here's Johns Hopkins Medical School. Study predicts obesity apocalypse in 4 years. 86% of Americans will be overweight or obese in just 4 years. That's you on this podcast right now. And hanging on to these old, worn out calories in, calories out, it doesn't work. It's never worked. I'll prove it to you. Can anybody give me the medical definition of a calorie? What's a calorie? You're all counting them on these diets. Why? I mean, I didn't know what it was 25 years ago. In 1,000 podcasts I've done, I've had 15 people ever give me the medical definition of a calorie. Here's what's so crazy about counting calories. Guess who can't count calories? Your body. Your body has no idea what a calorie is. You can't be hungry for calories. The reason diets don't work is pretty simple. Follow me, everybody. When you go on a diet, you reduce the total amount of food you're consuming, but what else are you reducing? Nutrition. I don't give a damn if it's a stupid time-restricted eating where they're giving you recipes. It's a bunch of nonsense. And you got to understand, it's only what's in our food that matters. It's not how much food you're eating or when you're eating. It's how much nutrition do you have. If you have enough nutrition, you're going to be fine. But when you go on a diet and lower the amount of food you're consuming through any method, any diet, what are you doing? You're lowering nutrition. The brain senses there's not enough nutrition to run your organs. You're alive because of three things, and one of them is not calories: air, water, and what? Nutrition. When you lower that nutrition, the brain thinks you're starving to death, because you are from a nutritional standpoint. What does it do to compensate? It begins to turn to your muscles for fuel. But that is so unhealthy. It slows down your metabolism. That's why you're plateauing on these damn diets. And 2/3 are going to weigh more than you did when you started. Because when you lose lean muscle, you slow down your metabolism, and you slow down what? Your own immune system. You're literally making yourselves unhealthy by whatever diet you're on right now. You don't have to believe me. We have the medical science to back it up. Nothing I'm sharing with you is my opinion. I don't give opinions. Yeah, I get very emotional. This is so damned important. We're here to help you. We've helped 600,000 people in 23 years. 600,000. You think we know what we're doing? Kind of. But we didn't invent this protocol. But this protocol is the only one you'll find anywhere on social media with any. This is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. So it's safe and it's real, and everything I'm sharing with you is real. And it's the same woman. It's not, people say, oh, it's a different woman. Let's start out with that. Start out with what? It's the daughter of a friend of mine. She lost 60 pounds in 90 days. Of course she's going to look different. Why are you kidding yourselves thinking that paleo or keto or Mediterranean or time-restricted eating or carnivore or any of them work long-term? They don't. My God, here's Medicare. Medicare's search for effective obesity treatments. Diets are not the answer. They said, our researchers at Medicare looked at many long-term outcomes of calorie-restricted diets to assess whether any diet method is an effective treatment for obesity. The study showed that 2/3 of dieters regained more weight than they lost on any diet. In summary, there's little support for the notion that diets lead to lasting weight loss or health benefits. What in the world are you doing? You're kidding yourselves. You all know I'm right. You've lost weight and gained it back, and you all thought, oh, it's the wrong diet. They're all wrong. None of them work, for crying out loud. How in the hell could we be looking in 4 years at nearly 90% of America overweight and obese? Go to Barnes & Noble, look at how many diets there are. If any of them worked. Is it just me? Am I crazy? Maybe. Who is this crazy person? Me. Well, I don't want to tell you this to impress you, but I want to press upon you. I've been in nutritional research for 23 years. I've written 4 best-selling books, some of the biggest medical doctors in the world. I did 20 shows on PBS. I was interviewed on the 4 biggest daytime shows in America and was a keynote speaker at Autism One in Chicago, the largest autism conference in the world, 2 years in a row. So I kind of know what I'm doing. But it's not my research. We're bringing it to you. I'll prove it to you. If some of you are brave enough, you don't have to be brave. Do you want to know? If you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and how much you weigh, I'll blow your mind at how fast you can lose the weight. It's not even a diet. And no one was allowed to exercise. No exercise. They wore Fitbits to prove they weren't exercising. Why? Because the researchers didn't want people to think that it was about diet and exercise. That's why they lost weight. Because diet and exercise is a failed. Here's UCLA. Diet and exercise ineffectiveness parallels all diets. Like nearly every dieting method, combining diet and exercise proves unsuccessful for sustaining meaningful long-term weight loss. So that whole myth about diet and exercise to lose weight, forget it. I was at the gym this morning. The same people on the treadmill, Stairmaster, sweating like hell, week after week after week. They don't lose an ounce. They've still got they're still bloated. We're toxic. Do you get it all? You're storing poisons in your body and you're doing nothing about removing it. And yet your body's capable. No product is capable. There's no such thing as a detox pill. There's no products here. This is based on food and a new way of eating that empowers your own body to detox you. Again, who would like to tell me, if you'll tell me male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose the weight. Unless you're not interested in that, unless you think that your diet counting calories is going to work, because it won't. Somebody has to tell you the truth, finally. And again, it's not our truth. It's published in the Obesity Journal, Frontiers in Physiology, in Nutrients, in the Nutrition Journal, Frontiers in Nutrition, and Nature Communications. This study here had nothing to do with the weight loss. The one in Nature Communications was about gut microbiome remodeling, metabolic profile improves in response to protein pacing, which is what this is called, protein pacing. By the way, for the sensors, it's a registered trademark U.S. Patent Office. It's not a diet. It's a completely new way of eating. It's based on food. It's that simple. But you have to know what foods and when to eat and how much. We're going to teach you all that. We got taught. We didn't know anything about this. These people created it. Oh, Brian Woodsey, 50 years old, 6 feet, 160. Brian, you're there. Well, I mean, I'd say that's a great weight for you. Except you're toxic and that you're doing nothing to remove the toxins from your body. That's the other problem, of course. Who else would like, okay, here we go. We got a couple. Ianne, I'm a female, 5'5", 262. Okay. First of all, if you're 5'5", we'd want you to be max 120. That's 142 pounds. Get ready for this, Anui. You're going to lose about 8 pounds in 4 days. You will lose within 4 weeks. You should be about 240 pounds. The next month, you'll probably be about 220 pounds, okay? So 220 down to 120, that's 100 pounds. Easily January, February, March, April. Yeah, by May, you will be 120. Tell me how excited you'd be about that. That's not exceptional, by the way. What I'm telling you are average numbers, because look at her. She lost 60 pounds in 90 days. So you can easily lose. But give me in the chat, how excited would you be about that? How excited? Female, 210, but you didn't tell me how tall you are. I need to know how tall. Good. Great. And here's the website you all can go to for free. Now, I am going to explain to you how they did it, but I want you to all be prepared. This website is free to go to. There's nothing there except the medical proof that we want all of you to see. And then if you like what you see, you can scroll down. You get a free consultation and a free coach the whole time. There's no gimmicks, no cost. The only thing you're buying is food. That's it. You're buying food and a new way of eating that the coaches will show you because they all got taught. How does that sound to everybody? Love, I'm 5'1". Okay, love. Love, I'm 210, I'm 5'1". Okay, at 5'1", max we want you to be is 110. Max, that's 100 pounds. Love, get ready. First 4 days, 6 or 8 pounds. Now, in your case, let's see, 210. So I would say, so by December 10th or 11th, you should be 190. By January 10th, you should be about 170, 165 to 170. Let's go with 170 down to 110. That means you got 60 pounds more to go. January, February, March. By the end of March, you will be 110, love. That's normal. That's not anything spectacular. Again, love, put it in the chat. Tell me what you would feel about that. Imagine coming into spring at 110 pounds, ready for summer. How much different would your life be if in 4 weeks you're down by 20, 25 pounds? Because again, if you look at her numbers, look at it, everybody. Biggie, I went over that with you this morning. Healthier. Of course, absolutely. Biggie, I'm not sure because I thought I went over all your numbers with you a couple different times, but Biggie, in your case, 259. So you're 6'2", you should be about 200. That's 59 pounds. Easily, Biggie, you're going to lose that by the end of, probably the end, sometime in February, you'll be 200 pounds. Not a deal. Oh, Biggie, you weren't here this morning. Okay, no worries. So Biggie, if you're 250 currently, or 259, easy by the end of January, you're going to be 200. That's not even that's normal. That's nothing. Nadia, there's nothing to buy here. You go to this website, the New Health. All of you, I must not be enunciating clearly. There is nothing to buy except food. There are no products. If you go to the website, I just posted it for all of you. You can see it there, the New Health Conversation. You get a free coach. They'll give you a grocery list, okay? Nadia, they'll give you a grocery list. You take it to your grocery store. It will contain a list of proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables based on serving sizes, not calorie counting. There's no calorie counting on this. The other 70% of the food, end of next month, talking about the end of December, you'll probably be down 30, 40, 35 pounds probably, at least, Biggie, at least 35 pounds. But back to you, Nadia. So the other 70%, you don't buy, well, you buy nothing from our coaches because we don't have sensors. We have nothing to sell. There's no products. We're not selling anything. The other 70% you get from these other researchers who've gone to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, where they found these foods with huge amounts of nutrition in really small quantities of food, which is what makes this work. So Nadia, what's the system? I'm going to explain it to you here in just a moment. Okay, encourage you. Okay. So again, everybody, here's the free website, the New Health. And you can go there and see the medical proof. And then if you like it, scroll down, you get a free coach, and they'll go over everything with you. But for everybody else, it's on here. You'd like to know how did they, okay, let's see. Brian Wood's wife is 6'1", 5'2", 61. She's 5 feet to 135. Can't lose weight. What should she do? Go to the website and Brian, have her go to the website and watch the videos that are there. And then if she likes, scroll down and she'll get a free coach and they'll help her. But at her height, she should be about 105, so about 30 pounds. I'm going to tell you right now, by mid-April, by mid-January, she'll be about 110, just to let you know, Brian. Okay, who else? And oh, we got a fan club. Great, thank you, Chris. Wonderful. Tap, tap, tap on the screen, everybody. Tap, tap, tap on the screen. So Nadia, you're cool on, there's nothing to buy. You go there, they'll give you the list of what to buy, but you don't buy anything from us. So let's talk about exactly what did they do and how come it's a detox, all right? So let's first talk about everybody who invented it. It was invented by the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world. They'd done 100 studies over 40 years. They were paid to analyze diets. In 40 years, they never found a diet where people lost weight and kept it off. And 2/3 of everybody they studied gained more weight than they lost. And the weight they were losing, which they measured, was 25 to 40% was lean muscle. So whatever diet you're on now, whatever number on the scale, 25 to 40% of that is your lean muscle mass. It's not up for debate. It's scientifically proven, okay? Just so you know. And that's what causes you to slow down your metabolism. That's why you yo-yo. That's why you gain all the weight back on these diets and more. Does that make sense? So the researchers said there's got to be some place in the world where no one's overweight. So they went to these blue zones and they found these people. A lot of them live to be 100 years old. No one's overweight and people don't get sick. And they were doing 3 things that were incorporated into this new way of eating that they learned. Number one, the people had much smaller portion sizes, but the foods they ate had really high levels of nutrition. That was one of the secrets. And the third thing, they detoxed every 2 to 3 months. So let's dive into what did they do. So the researchers came back and they put together a food list that all of you, everybody would get. Yeah, Nadia, yeah. Okay, if you need to still lose 20 kilos, you're going to lose that in about 6 weeks, just to let you know, 8 weeks at the most. So by January, absolutely, you'll be down 20 kilos. That's nothing. That's not even anything to stretch. That's just normal on this. But let me explain to you what you're doing, Nadia, and everybody else. So the researchers put together a food list, Nadia, that you would get. You'd take it to your grocery store, and it would have proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables with serving sizes, not calorie counting. But if you took what you spent last month on food, Nadia, only 30% of those dollars you'd spend at the grocery store. Got it? That leaves 70% of your money. That money goes to buy these exotic foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand that represent the huge amounts of nutrition and the small amounts of food. So all of you, you're starting out with a month's worth of food. Do you get it? Now, then they teach you a new way of eating. So what they did 5 days a week until she lost her weight, she was having 4 meals a day. She was starting with these exotic foods around the world that the researchers have called the world's most perfect meals from a nutritional standpoint. Got it? That's breakfast. Lunch from the grocery store list, dinner from the grocery store list, and a 4th meal after dinner from the world's most perfect meals. Then 2 days a week, here's the detox. No food from the grocery store at all. Only these exotic foods from around the world. But this time she ate 8 times a day. She was eating every hour and a half to 2 hours. Now the reason they did that was because you've got to understand your body is capable of detoxification. It happens every single night as long as you don't eat too late. Once you are ready for bed or when you go to sleep, your body's all but stopped digestion. And that has to happen in order for your body to turn on a detox mechanism called autophagy. It happens every night. You can look it up. It's when you get rid of the dead cells. Now, the reason that digestion needs to be all but stopped is because digestion takes huge amounts of energy in your body, in case you didn't know that. So there wouldn't be enough energy to have you digest food and to detox. That's why eating late at night it's not going to serve you. Okay, so the researchers, what they determined was 2 days a week, the 8 meals she was eating was getting really small amounts of food, but huge amounts of nutrition. Because the trick is, you've got to really slow down digestion, but you have to have enough fuel to run the natural detox capability of your own body. You don't have to go acquire this. There's no products. No, it's your body doing it. Now, how do they know that? Because they did the most extensive medical research that's ever been done in history on health, nutrition, and weight loss. Did you hear what I just said? This is the most intense medical research ever done. It's not a diet. And what did they prove? Through blood, stool, urine, and fat, this protocol was allowing her body to pull these poisons out of her fat cells, and she shrank along with everybody else. Do you know most women, and this was a whole dress size in 7 days, and no one was allowed to exercise. Now, you can certainly exercise if you want to. So, number one, they proved it was a detox. Number two, hunger came down 60% in a month. See, if I can teach you anything, you've never, ever, ever been hungry for a calorie in your life. Your body doesn't even know what a calorie is. But your body knows what nutrition is. So in this protocol, the reason they weren't hungry, because they had tons of nutrition. Diabetics on this, their need for insulin came down by 50% in a month. And the big one, inflammation, which every single one of us suffer from, came down 25% in a month. No diet has ever touched this. See, the main reason to do this is not to lose weight. That's like the default. We don't even, I mean, we care about it, but that's not the most important thing, because blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides all came down dramatically in a month. And then maintenance is so easy. Maintenance, you have the world's most perfect meal for breakfast. I had it this morning. I'll have lunch in a couple hours. I'll have dinner tonight. So on maintenance, you're having 3 meals a day. But you're always starting your day with the world's most perfect meal. Why? Because the researchers have said there are the equivalent of 400 different nutrients in these foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. And unless you're on a prescription for low calcium or iron, you don't need any of the supplements. I mean, it's really pretty simple. Because what happens on these diets, like I said before, when you lower the amount of food and lower the amount of nutrition, the brain thinks you're starving to death and turns your muscles into fuel. I don't give a damn what diet you think you're on. That's happening on every single diet. That's why you're yo-yoing. That's why you're all wasting your time on these diets. Total waste. Total waste. We're not arguing you're going to lose weight initially. What the heck good is that? When you're going to, 2/3 you're going to weigh more than when you started. Am I making sense to everybody? Do you get it? The New Health Conversation is a movement. There's no products. It's not a company. It was started 23 years ago by one person. And that one person was me. And we've helped 600,000 people. In 23 years, 600,000. I mean, we know what we're doing. You're not an experiment. Oh, Nadia, it's definitely available in the UK. I'm glad you brought that up. It's not available everywhere, Nadia, though. It's available in the United States, Canada, Mexico, Puerto Rico, New Zealand, Australia, and the whole EU. So yes, Nadia, absolutely available in England and France and Germany and Finland. Yes, yes, yes. But no other else in the world, not in the Caribbean, not in Africa, not in Southeast Asia. So Nadia, the good news is, now Nadia, if you fill out the form, if you decide to do that, put in your WhatsApp phone number. Very important, because you're going to get called by our coaches. The coaching's free, the consultation's free. They're going to give you the grocery list of what to buy at your grocery store and show you how to get those other foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet. Not from us. We don't sell you anything. And then they're going to coach you, Nadia, the whole time free. Nadia, the coaching's free. Tell me how excited you are about that. Who else would like to ask me a question? Okay, followed Trace Love. I think that's Trace Love. I can't read it. Chris. Okay, everybody. So who else would like to ask me a question? I mean, the point is that this protocol is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world, in the whole world. And it's safe and it's real. And like I said, we've helped 600,000 people. I don't get it, everybody. Why aren't you rushing to go to that website to see the free medical proof? We won't, and if you go there, Nadia, we're not going to contact you. We don't do that. But you can contact us, Nadia, if you want to. We rely on the medical proof for one reason. We shouldn't have to convince you. We're going to answer any of your questions that you probably would have. All these coaches did this. They've all experienced it. And they're volunteering their time to help other people. Yes, well, number one, you won't increase your loose skin, and number two, we've had women, for example, that had stretch marks from giving birth, and the stretch marks went away. You know, it depends obviously on how much loose skin you actually have, but this would definitely help with that because you're going to build lean muscle with no exercise. Now, if you want to exercise, that's even better. You got it, Nadia? Does that make sense? And Nadia, no, it's not at the New Health Conversation. It's just the new. If you go to that's my TikTok site, and I've got about 1,000 videos there, but this is the one you want to go to where the medical proof is and where you can get a coach. If you go to the New Health Conversation, there's nothing there. Well, not nothing. There's about 1,000 videos that I've done. But this site is the free medical website for the world. There's nothing to buy. We're not going to again, if you go there, we're not going to reach out to you unless you reach out to us. Does that make sense to everybody? So who else would like to make a comment? Hello, Juanita. Who else is on here that I missed? I missed some people. Oh yeah, we got, I think that's Lace Love, Most Beautiful, Wendy, Sober Scroller. It's just me, Vicky. Yeah, hello and welcome everybody. So if you want, yeah, Brian. So Brian, just give me a yes that you know where to go. Tell me you know where to go. That you understand, you go to the New Health Conversation, and that's where the medical proof is. But how excited would your wife be to lose like 20 pounds in a month, Brian? How excited would she be about that? And how much healthier would she be? And Brian, you give me a yes that you understand right up there in red, the little red heart next to it. That's the website for all of you to go to. You can see it at the top. You also see it right above our head, the New Health Conversation, right? I want to help as many of you as I can. Really. I mean, we started a movement. We'd love for you to join us. You don't have to, there's nothing to join. You're not paying anything. Only thing you're buying on this is food and a new way of eating. Why aren't you curious? I'm not saying some of you aren't. But let's do this again. If any of you want, if you'll tell me, are you male, female, how tall you are, and your current weight, I'll tell you how rapidly you can lose the weight and keep it off. Now I'm going to show you some other pictures, not just her. So let's take a look in a moment here at some other people. And I want to assure you that she is, what you're looking at there is pretty average, okay? I'm going to show you extraordinary here in a minute. So first of all, let's look at Kristen here. She only had 30 pounds to lose. Look, she lost 21 pounds in a month. And she only had 30 pounds to lose, so that'd be 15 kilos or 10 kilos. She lost 10 kilos and she needed to lose 15. So from our friends in the UK, I'm converting it into kilos for you. But again, what I want you to look at, Nadia, you talk about the loose skin. Look at her stomach on day 1, look at her stomach on day 30. And that's with no exercise at all, Nadia. What do you think about that? Sober Scroller. Oh, I'm going to tell you here in one moment, I promise. So all of you can see that. And then let's look at, here's an extreme case, Nadia and everybody else. Look at this, everybody. So she lost 17 and a half kilos in 37 days, Nadia, or 35 pounds for the rest of us. But I want you to look at her body, how it shrank. That's not body dysphoria. It's not about body image. It's the health of her body detoxing herself. That's the result you're looking at. It has nothing to do, she didn't exercise. She wasn't allowed to exercise. Does everybody get this? I hope you are. Okay, so let's come back. All right, so sober scroller. 5'1", 157. Okay, so at most we'd want you to be about 110 sober. That's 47 pounds. You're going to probably lose 5 or 6 pounds in 4 days. By let's say the 10th of December, you should be about 135. By the 10th or 12th of January, you're going to be probably close to 125. Means you got 10 pounds to go. Sober scroller, absolutely. Second, third week in January, you will be 110. Tell me, give me a reaction. How excited would you be about that? And understand, sober scroller, that's with no exercise. You can exercise if you want to, but these people didn't exercise, and instead of losing any lean muscle, they gained 6 to 9% lean muscle with no exercise. Sober, are you excited about the prospect? And you can go sober to see the medical proof right here, the new health conversation. Did I spell it right? No, I didn't. Okay, I'm posting it right down at the bottom. I see a thumbs up. Do you see it right there now? Sober right there at the bottom, the new health conversation. Do you all see it? Who else? Thank you for doing that, by the way, sober scroller. Who else would like to, if you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how rapidly you can lose weight. Good, sober. So keep that website. If you decide you want to go there sober, we don't contact you. We don't do that. It's only the medical proof. And if you like what you see, scroll down and you get a free consultation and a free coach the whole time. The whole coaching is absolutely free. You got it? No, Lador, it's not at the new health conversation. It's here. Look, it's just the new health. If you go to the other one, that's my TikTok site, which is great. There's 1,000 videos there, but there's nothing there for you to buy. I mean, there's no coaching there. Does that make sense to you, Ladora? Okay, now we got, I'm 5'6", 190, 50 years. And you didn't tell me if you're female. I get it. Okay, great. All right, so 190, I would want you to be about 130, that's 60 pounds. You're going to probably lose 6 to 8 pounds in 4 days, easily. So let's go December 10th. You're going to be between 165 and 170. By January 10th, 12th, somewhere around in there, I would estimate you're going to be 147 to 150. Let's go with 150. 150 down to 130 is 20 more pounds. Easily by early February, first or second week, you'll be 130. So tell me, 179.5 JU. How excited would you be about that? How excited? Brian, I didn't get to that point. Brian, slow down a minute. Don't you go over your skis. 30% of what you're buying, Brian, is from the grocery store. The 70% you buy from the people from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, they'll give you 100% of your money back in the first 30 days. I understand it's confusing. I didn't get to that part yet. Thanks for pointing that out to me. Does that make sense now? So the money back is not the 30% you're going to spend at your grocery store unless you negotiate with them, but no questions asked. The other 70%, 100% money back guarantee in the first 30 days. You don't have to have a reason. They'll even pay return shipping. Does that make sense now, Brian? Okay, here we go. Some more people. So 179.5 JU. Does that make sense for you? But tell me how excited you'd be. Come on, everybody. Aren't you excited about these numbers? We're not making them up. My God, in 23 years, we've helped 600,000 people. You don't think we know what we're doing? You think I'm just making these numbers up? No, we have the data on 600,000 people. Hell yes, we know what we're doing. Daniel, I'm 29. I'm 6'4", 309, male. Okay, Daniel. Good. I'm looking at the website now. And again, everybody, and I want to thank Brian. Look, I've got so much data. I'm not trying to be deceiving. If you go to the website, we will not contact you. Brian, when you go there, we at least put in the chat, there's nothing to buy. We did not contact you. There's no buy buttons, right, Brian? Put it in the chat. Let everybody know that. But for the rest of you, if you go to the website, first of all, you see the medical proof, okay? You're going to do that, Daniel, I hope in a minute here, right? But more importantly, you look at all the medical proof. If you like it, you scroll down, it says free consultation. It also says there 100% money back guarantee. That's what Brian was so aptly pointing out. I just didn't have a chance to tell you yet. So this protocol, first of all, Daniel, is based on food. No one was allowed even to exercise. Now, if you want to exercise, that's fine. But 30%, take whatever you spent last month total on food, Daniel, only 30% of those dollars you're going to spend at your grocery store, and you're going to get a list of proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. You got it, Daniel? The other 70% of what you would get, you're getting from these other researchers, not from us, not from our coaches, no. You're getting directly from these sources in Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, that represent 70% of whatever you spent last month on groceries. That 70% you're going to spend, all of you. Let's say it doesn't work. 100% money back guarantee, no questions asked. So I want to clarify that before I go over Daniel's numbers here. Okay, Daniel, 64309. I'm going to say max. A really good weight for you would probably be around 220. So that's going to be basically 220 is about 189 pounds. So Daniel, get ready. In the first 4 days, you'll probably lose between 10 and 15 pounds. Within 30 days, I would estimate easily you're going to be down around 275. By the middle of January, 275, you should be down to 75. You're going to be around 245. So now you're basically within 25 pounds of your goal. Daniel, easily in February, easily you'll be 220. Daniel, put it in the chat. How excited would you be about that? And Daniel, understand, here's the website. It's Daniel, please comment. I want to make sure you heard it. Number one, you don't have any questions. The New Health Conversation. Thank you, man. Very excited to see my results. So are we, Daniel. Hey, Daniel, do me a favor. I asked 100, you all can do this if you want to. But Daniel, you're a younger guy, obviously probably an aficionado on social media. Can you tell me, if you will, Daniel, help me out here? Because look, Daniel, the New Health Conversation is a movement. When you go to the website, you'll see there's nothing to buy there. We don't have any products, okay? We're educators, right? We're researchers. And that's it. Yeah, the New Health Conversation right there at the bottom. But I'm curious, Daniel, what was it about this, let's call it this poster, that's what I call it, that got you to stop and listen to this presentation? You know, was it which words, or was it the before and after picture? Was it losing 60 in 90 days safely and easy without diets or pills? Because it was a detox. Put it in the chat for me. Now, the reason I'm asking that, Daniel, and anybody else that wants to do it, we're trying to come up with as good a captions as we can to get as many people as we possibly can to expose them to this. Now remember, we're not selling you anything. You're buying food. You're buying a month's worth of food. So Daniel, if you want to do that, it's fine. You don't have to, but it does really help me out, everybody. But Daniel, I'm assuming you'd be very, very excited about that for sure, right? And Daniel, the coaching's free the whole time. Keep that in mind. There's no charge for coaching. The only thing you're buying, Daniel, so whatever you're buying, basically food you bought last month, but only 30% from your grocery and 70% from these exotic foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. Does that make sense? Oh, okay, Daniel. Thank you. Thank you. My enthusiasm. Good. That's great. I love it. And Brian, I got 2 thumbs up. That's wonderful. Daniel, at your young age, I'm telling you, you could change. Daniel, here's what it boils down to. Right. So Daniel, listen to me. Think of it this way. Imagine this giant button, and on top it says do-over. But why not at your young age start your do-over now? A lot of the people are coming on here, they're in their 50s and 60s, and they're desperate to get something back they thought they lost. You know what they usually tell me? I got on this protocol, they said, I got back something I thought I lost forever. And I said, what's that? And they said, my youth, energy, mental clarity. I mean, you're too young to maybe have those problems. Sleeping better at night. But for most people, I would say just energy alone is a huge deal. And also, Daniel, if you understand, and all of you do, this is a detox. It is not a diet. Get that out of your minds. And it is your own body that's detoxing you. There is no product you can buy that detoxes you. That's just nonsense, smoke screen. It's a bunch of crap, okay? Crap. This is real. This is absolutely real. And like I said, Daniel, so 50% Daniel is what you're going to consume, but the other 50% is how you consume it, when you consume it, how much you consume it. I'm going to go through that for everybody here in just a moment. But before I do that, is there anybody else, at least right now with this segment, if you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight. It's going to blow your mind. You have no idea. It's not a diet. It has nothing to do with dieting. I'll give you a teaser. Good, 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 good. Cheers. Thank you, Daniel. Wonderful. Daniel, let me ask you something. Are you in North America, or are you in the EU? Because it's important. If you're outside the United States, you need to put in your WhatsApp phone number if you decide you want to coach, Daniel. Very, very important. Otherwise, we won't be able to get a hold of you. WhatsApp if you're not in North America, Canada, United States, or Mexico, or Puerto Rico. Anywhere else in the world, you need to put in your WhatsApp phone number, or we won't be able to get a hold of you. I can tell you right now. Oh, Daniel, perfect. It's available in Puerto Rico. Fabulous, Daniel. When you said cheers, that's why I was saying, wait a minute, he can't be from North America. So yeah, you can just put in your Puerto Rican phone number. That's fine. And cool, cool, cool. All right, excited about this for everybody. All right, so let's talk about what in the world, how did she do this? So please, everyone, anyone who's still on here, please be patient. It's going to take me 4 or 5 minutes to explain it. I'll talk as fast as I can. So here's the bottom line. Do you all believe we're living in a toxic world, and do you believe you're toxic? Because we know we're drinking, we're eating, we're breathing what are called toxins, and many of those are chemicals that are poisons, things like herbicides, pesticides, Scotchgard, Teflon, flame retardant. This is not up for debate. As a matter of fact, I can tell you there's a new medical syndrome that's a registered trademark with the U.S. Patent Office called the TDOS syndrome. You probably have heard of metabolic syndrome or syndrome X. Well, this is a new syndrome. The T is for the toxic chemicals that are being accumulated in your body because we don't have enough nutrition in our food to empower our own body to remove them until now. Overweight and stress. Discovered by Peter Greenlaw. Who the heck's that? Oh, that would be me, everybody. So I discovered a medical syndrome that every person in the world has. So maybe you want to hear what I'm going to share with you next. So here's a given. Every one of you, no matter what you think, you're breathing, you're drinking, you're eating poisons, and your body, to protect you, brain, is forcing that poison into your fat cells called your visceral fat. Your visceral fat is the fat around your organs. And those fat cells, in order to accommodate the poison and retaining water, they expand. Don't let anybody, Daniel or anybody, ever tell you burn fat on a diet or at the gym. It's a total lie. You're born with a certain number of fat cells. You die with the same number, and they can expand or contract in your lifetime. The reason you end up with all the loose skin on these diets is because in every diet we know about, 25 to 40% of what you're actually losing is your lean muscle mass. And your lean muscle mass is a structure that supports all of your fat. So when you remove like 40% of it, you leave a void, and that's why you end up with, we call it bloating, but that's really what's going on. This protocol, they gain 6 to 9% lean muscle, despite losing as much weight basically in a month that took a year on any diet. Yeah, let me explain this to you. We've got major studies showing in 12 months across all the major diets how little people really are losing, relatively speaking, in a whole year. It's pitiful. This blows everything away. I'm going to tell you right now, most of you will lose as much weight in 4 days as in 6 weeks of any diet you've ever been on, or will be on, or could be on. And those diets do nothing to remove the chemicals from your body. So the researchers who invented this had done 100 studies over 40 years, thousands of people. They were paid to analyze diets. And they're rated the top weight loss, nutrition weight loss physiologists in the world. And they just said, we can't do this anymore. We never found a diet where people lost weight, kept it off, and 2/3 of everybody gained more weight than they lost. And they measured the weight that people were losing, 25 to 40% was lean muscle mass. That's not up for debate, okay? So every one of you, no matter what you think, you're doomed to failure. Now, here's Medicare. Medicare's search for effective obesity treatments. Diet's not the answer. The researchers at Medicare reviewed long-term outcomes of calorie-restricted diets to assess whether any diet is an effective treatment for obesity. The studies showed that 2/3 of dieters regained more weight than they lost on any diet. In summary, there's little support for the notion that diets lead to lasting weight loss or health benefits. So you're all kidding yourselves. Do you understand? If you think you're going to go on a diet, well, maybe you'll be, 2/3 of people are going to weigh more. You'd be happy just to get back to where you started. 2/3 are going to weigh more than, it's like, why the heck did you go into the diet in the first place when you end up weighing more than when you started? That's it. That's not my opinion. That's what's happening. Stop counting calories. It's nonsense. As a matter of fact, Harvard Medical School, stop counting calories. The idea of Harvard Medical School, the idea of a calorie in, calorie out when it comes to weight loss is not only antiquated, it's just wrong, says Fatima Stanford, obesity specialist, Harvard Medical School. Drop the calories notion, Stanford said. It's time to concentrate on what's in our food, not how much food we're consuming. It's exactly what these researchers did, which you're about to learn, and they have nothing to do with Harvard. Yeah, I get very emotional about this. This is too damned important. I'm the lone canary. I'm against the whole damn world. I get lots of haters on here that, oh, it's BS, whatever. Really? Really? I wrote 4 best-selling books. I did 20 shows on PBS. And we started a movement where we've helped 600,000 people in 23 years. How do we BS 600,000 people? Don't think we did. We'd like to help all of you. The New Health Conversation is, first and foremost, it's a movement. It's not a diet. We don't have any products. We don't sell anything. It's education. Our job is to educate you about what I'm explaining to you right now. So the researchers, what did they say? They said, we got to abandon calorie counting altogether. Why? Because your body can't count a calorie. Your body's never counted a calorie in your life. You've never been hungry in your life for a calorie. The only thing you've ever been hungry for is nutrition. And the researchers found this out by going to these blue zones where people live to be 100 years old, no one's sick, and no one's overweight. And they were doing 3 things that became part of this protocol that you would learn. 1, much smaller portion sizes, but the foods they consumed had high levels of nutrition. And every couple months they did a detox. That's what this protocol is based on. So let's follow it through. So first, the researchers made a grocery list that you would get. You'd actually get a grocery list. You take it to your grocery store. But whatever you spent total last month on groceries, you're only going to spend 30% of that this month at your grocery store, and you're going to have a list of proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. But instead of calorie amounts, you're going to have serving sizes. And our coaches give all that to you free. That's what we got. That's what she took. She had a grocery list. She went to the grocery store. And 30% of what she bought last month, that's all she bought this month. The other 70% comes from other sources in Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. Not from us. We have no products to sell. And those foods in those areas have huge amounts of nutrition and really small amounts of food. You got it so far? So your food would be 30% from your grocery store and 70% from these exotic foods around the world, which the researchers call the world's most perfect meals from a nutritional standpoint. Because that's the only thing you really should care about, not calories. Your body has no idea what a calorie is. It's the dumbest thing we ever did. I don't care if it's keto, paleo, Mediterranean, whatever damn diet. They're reducing the amount of food you're consuming, which means you're reducing the amount of nutrition. So the researchers set out then to create a new way of eating, which they got this is a registered trademark, U.S. Patent Office. I didn't get it, they did, called protein pacing. You all can Google it. Google it right now if you want. It's there. And what they did 5 days a week, she was having 4 meals a day. She started the day with these world's most perfect meals from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. Lunch from the grocery store list, dinner from the grocery store list, and a 4th meal after dinner from these exotic foods around the world. Then 2 days a week, the detox. For 2 days, no food from the grocery store. Don't panic. You're only consuming these exotic foods or world's most perfect meals from around the world. This time, she ate 8 times a day. She was eating an hour and a half to 2 hours. Now, what they were able to do was to give her really small amounts of food with huge amounts of nutrition. Now, why is that so critical? Because, newsflash, last night, every one of us, as long as you didn't eat too late, once you went to sleep, or before you sleep even, your body was done digesting food from dinner and all but stopped your digestion. And automatically, when digestion has slowed, the body turns on a natural detox mechanism every night. You don't have to do anything. It's called autophagy, when your body gets rid of the dead cells. However, because there's not enough nutrition, even if you do organic or whole foods, if you tried to do this by limiting these really small amounts of food with regular food, you wouldn't have enough nutrition to trigger the detox mechanism. The reason that those foods from around the world were so significant, it didn't matter how much food there was, it mattered how much nutrition. So they were able essentially to give her such little amount of food to digest that she was able to detox. Now again, rather than you think we made it up, this is the most extensive medical research ever done in history on on health, nutrition, and weight loss. And they proved through blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis that this protocol was assisting her body in removing these poisons from her. That's why she shrank. And don't give me this, it's a different woman. It's the daughter of a friend of mine. You lose 60 pounds in 90 days, you're going to look a hell of a lot different also. This is real, everybody. And here's the other thing. It's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. But it wasn't just detox that they found through the medical proof. People's hunger came down 60%. The diabetics on this had to cut their insulin by 50% in a month. The pre-diabetics, boom, weren't pre-diabetic at the end of 30 days even. And the big one, inflammation, which plagues all of us, came down 25% in a month. You've got to understand, no diet's ever done anything like this. The only thing a diet does is the number on the scale. And the problem with that is you can't sustain it. You all know I'm right. You all have yo-yoed it. You've seen your friends do it. And then they blamed it on the diet. None of these diets work. When are you going to get that, everybody? When are you going to understand that? I mean, when I got Johns Hopkins Medical School right here, Johns Hopkins Medical School study predicts obesity apocalypse in 4 years. 86% of Americans are going to be overweight or obese. Can anybody defend diets? You want to tell me it's about calories in, calories out, calorie deficit? No, it's not. That's nonsense. I'm not saying any of you are doing that, but I do get people that want to fight with me about this. And of course, they don't have any medical proof. All they do is chatter. Of course, it's about calories in, calories out. Really? How in the hell is that working? Really, everybody? And worldwide, 2.5 billion people now are overweight, and 1 billion of those are clinically obese. When are we going to wake up? When are we going to wake up and understand? Diets are miserable failures, and we're in terrible, terrible trouble if we keep doing the same. We're just defining, it's like we're on the Titanic. What was that noise? There's ice on the deck. No, we've hit a glacier, we've hit an iceberg. You can stay on deck if you want, counting calories and doing that, or you can get in a lifeboat and get the hell away from the ship before it sinks, because it's going to sink. I mean, think about it. If 86% of Americans are going to be overweight or obese in 4 years, and 50% are going to be pre-diabetic or diabetic, will the healthcare system even be able to support that? I don't know. Does this make sense to everybody? I'm the key. Hello, I'm the key. Shells Hill, Calorie, Wendy, Vicky, Juanita, Taisha Holmes. Hello, everybody. Would any of you, if you'll tell me, I don't know why people are reluctant. Am I scary? You don't like me? I don't know what it is. But if you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll give you I'll tell you how rapidly you can do it based on what? Based on working with 600,000 people in 23 years. We have the data, but I need those pieces of information, male or female, your height and your current weight. I'll blow your mind, because you're going to lose as much weight on this basically in 4 days as in 6 weeks of any diet you've ever been on. And we know that, New Year's is coming in. Start your New Year's, by New Year's, you could be down, some of you, by New Year's, you could be down 40, 50 pounds. I'm not kidding you, maybe more, depending on how much your starting weight is, of course. But who else would like to put it in the key? Are you male or female? How tall are you? What your current weight is? And how tall, your current weight, and are you male or female? I need that in order to be able to give you an honest, free evaluation. So who would like to put that in the chat or not? Come on, everybody. Who's curious about this? She lost 60 pounds in 90 days safely and easily. No diet or pills. It's a breakthrough real food detox. She gained 6 to 9% lean muscle without working out, and she's maintained it for 9 years, and it's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. Who else? I'll challenge any of you that are on here right now. Show me anybody. Show me one person on all of social media, whether it's an MD, whether it's a PhD, whether it's a chiropractor, a dietitian, nutritionist, with one shred of medical evidence. Oh, they're writing on whiteboards and they're telling you all this. They don't have any medical proof. It's just nonsense. It's dog water. Every one of these diets, when you look at the long-term outcomes, are bad. Now let's talk about the shots, because everybody's you can get the shot way cheaper. But let's look at the results of the shot, okay? I'm not against the shots. They're helping diabetics and they're helping people morbidly obese. But let's get a reality check, all right? This is the New England Journal of Medicine, this study is on our website. You can see it. The study was 68 weeks long. That's a year and 4 months, everybody, on once weekly semaglutide adults overweight or obese. I'm reading the results from the study, right in the study. After 68 weeks, the weight loss was 32 pounds, of which 40% of the 32 pounds was lean muscle mass. And they went on to say this is clinically relevant reduction in body weight. That's the New England Journal of Medicine. 32 pounds in 68 weeks. She lost 21 pounds in a month and gained 6 to 9% lean muscle. And then Julie, look at this, everybody. So Julie lost more weight in 37 days than they did in 68 weeks. I mean, again, I don't know why you're not interested in finding out about this. You can do whatever diet you want, and don't come back to me crying when all the weight you lost, you suffered, you did that, it all came back in a hurry. You've all experienced the yo-yo effect. It's real. And all I'm asking you is, if you want to know, are you male, female, how tall, and your current weight, and I'll tell you how rapidly you can do it, just like them. Now, Julie, that's a lot. She's losing a pound a day, I agree. But would you be unhappy with Kristen? She only had 30 pounds to lose. She lost 21 pounds in a month. That's 5 pounds a week. How many of you would be really excited about that? Put it in the chat. Die1BRVC Brown, I am. I'm not sure, Die1BRV. I am what? Oh, okay, female, 5'9", how fast? Okay. First of all, at 5'9", you're pretty tall. We'd want you to be about 140 to 61 pounds. So get ready for this. In the first 4 days, you're going to lose 6 to 8 pounds. You will be within, let's say by December 10th, 12th, you're going to probably be about 175 to 180. By January 10th or 12th, you're going to probably be very, very close to 160. That means you got about 20 pounds to go. Easily by second and third week in February, you're going to be 140. Is that fast enough for you? It's a detox. Did you miss the presentation that I did on how it works? It is not a diet. It has nothing to do with dieting at all. But give me a comment. How excited would you be about those numbers? And just so you know, the New Health Conversation, which you can see up there in red, it's a movement. And we've helped over 23 years. We've helped 600,000 people do this detox. We didn't invent it. We had nothing to do with inventing it. And also you need to know it's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world, proving it's safe and it's real. It's a detox. It is not a diet. I'm going to explain it. Okay, let me explain it to you, all right? So be a little bit patient. Promise me you'll be patient. It's going to take me 4 or 5 minutes to explain it to you and everybody else. You got it, DY1, okay? So first of all, DY1BRV, do you believe we're living in a toxic world, and do you believe you're toxic? And what does that even mean to be toxic? Here's what we know. We are drinking and we're breathing and we're eating toxins, some of which are poisons, things like herbicides and pesticides and Scotchgard and Teflon and flame retardants. And what our brain does when it sees this stuff, it takes the poisons and stuffs them inside your visceral fat. Your visceral fat is around your organs. That's why the bloating that you're complaining about is not because you gained weight, because you don't add fat cells. See, that's a big lie. You're born with a certain number of fat cells, you die with a certain number of fat cells, and those fat cells expand or contract. So this whole thing about going on a diet or going to the gym to burn fat is a complete lie. You can't do that. It doesn't work. not in human anatomy. I don't know, maybe some other world it does, but not in our world. And the key here is that this is a detox. And what it's doing, it's empowering your own body, her own body, to pull these poisons out of the fat cells, and those fat cells are shrinking. By the way, nobody was allowed to exercise, and yet they gained 6 to 9% lean muscle. They wore Fitbits to prove they didn't exercise. Not that you can't exercise, but they eliminated it. Otherwise, you say, oh, well, she lost weight because it was diet and exercise. No, it wasn't. It had nothing to do with that, okay? So let me explain to you what they did, DY1BRV, okay? You with me so far? Good. All right, so the researchers who created this, for all of you to understand, are rated the top weight loss, nutrition, physiologist in the world. In case you didn't know, a physiologist is not like a dietitian or a nutritionist. They actually study the nutrients when they enter the body. That's why physiologist, human physiology, okay? So that's a very rare combination. They invented this. After 100 studies over 40 years, they never found a diet where people lost weight and kept it off. Worse, 2/3 of everybody gained more weight than they lost. And the weight they were losing, and this is the thing you need to guard against DY1BRV, they lost 25, of all the weight that they measured in all these years, the weight people were losing, 25 to 40% was lean muscle, which slowed down metabolism and the immune system. But more importantly, that's why people gained all the weight back. So the research said, we got to do something different. What they did, they found these, they didn't find them, other people did, these blue zones. You've probably heard of them, where people live to be 100 years old. Nobody's overweight and nobody gets sick. And they did 3 things that became part of this that you would do. One, they ate much smaller portion sizes, but huge amounts of nutrition. See, it never had anything to do with how much is on your plate. The only thing that matters to your body is not calories, but how much nutrition. Do you have enough nutrition to run on your organs? And here his why. Okay, Mrs. G, I need to know how tall you are, and I'll go over that with you, and your current weight. But let me finish this part so you'll know how this is going to be possible. So let me slow down again. So what the researchers realized was that the fatal flaw of all diets was pretty simple. When you go on a diet, you reduce the amount of food you're consuming. But think about it. What else are you reducing? Nutrition. And obviously, what happens when your brain senses not enough nutrition, not calories, because it doesn't even know what a calorie is. What does it do in reaction? It goes in starvation mode, and in starvation mode, you're gonna burn your muscles. You're burning your muscles for fuel, slowing down your metabolism and your immune system. That's why I don't care what diet you're on now, you're gonna gain all your weight back and more. I don't care who you are, what you think, that's the reality, okay? So the researchers, when they realized this from the blue zones, they put together a food list that each one of you would get. So take Mrs. G or DY1BRV, take whatever you spent last month total on food. You're going to get a food list, but only 30% of whatever you spent last month you're going to spend at your grocery store with a list of proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, vegetables, salads. But instead of calorie amounts, you're going to get serving sizes, just like they were doing in the blue zones. That's what they mirrored this after. But the other key was only 30%, even though it was organic, even though it was a whole food from whatever grocery store, whether you live in the UK or the United States or Canada or Mexico or wherever, it's still, our food around the world is becoming less and less nutritionally dense. That's why they relied on these foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, that still had huge amounts of nutrition, no herbicides, no pesticides to complement this, right? So now they had the foods, right? 30% from the grocery store and 70% from these foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. Then they put together a new way of eating that they also learned from the people in the blue zones. So until she lost her weight, 5 days a week, wait till you hear this, she was eating 4 meals a day, starting with these exotic foods around the world that the researchers have called the world's most perfect meals from a nutritional standpoint, which again is the only thing you should care about. There's so much nutrition in those foods, unless you're on a prescription for low iron or calcium. These foods contain 400 different nutrients. 400, not 40. So you're flooding your body with massive amounts of nutrition in very small amounts of food, which will be important in a moment when I explain how your body naturally detoxes. You got it so far? All right. So 5 days a week, she started with the world's most perfect meal. Lunch from the grocery store list that you would have with serving sizes, dinner from the grocery list, and a 4th meal after dinner, the world's most perfect meal. You got it? This is until you lose your weight. 5 days a week, 4 meals a day. And it wasn't about 3 meals a day. They tried that. No, they got a registered trademark on this way of eating called protein pacing. You ever heard of that before? A registered trademark on a way of eating until now? No. Then 2 days a week, the detox. On a detox day, no food from the grocery store at all. None. Zero. Oh, wait a minute. No, slow down. But the food you are eating on that comes from these exotic locations. And then they had her eat 8 times a day. She was eating every hour and a half for 2 hours. What? Yeah, like, for example, diabetics on this, no one had insulin spikes. People who weighed 400 pounds weren't hungry. Because again, you can't be hungry if you have enough nutrition. Okay, now what the researchers did, I want to explain this all to all of you. It is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. I would defy any of you to show me anybody you're following on any social media with one shred of medical evidence. Who would it be? Put it in the chat and let me know. I've never seen it, okay? Now, what they did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis and proved that this was helping your body, her body, pull these poisons out of her fat cells. That's why she shrank. And in its place, she gained 6 to 9% lean muscle mass with no exercise. Why? Because she was getting massive amounts of nutrition in very little quantity of food. Remember, it's not about how much food you eat, it's about how much nutrition you can get. And these are not supplements, this is from food. You got it, everybody? Diabetics on this, their need for insulin came down 50% in a month. And here was the big one, inflammation. Came down 25% in a month. That plagues every one of us. It's the underlying cause of every disease out there, inflammation. And we're not treating, curing, diagnosing, preventing any medical conditions. All we're doing is sharing with you what's in these medical studies. Do you understand what a big deal this is, everybody? A peer-reviewed human trial published study in this is the journals they're in: the Obesity Journal, Frontiers in Physiology, Nutrients, the Nutrition Journal, Frontiers in Nutrition, and Nature Communications, which is one of the top 5 medical journals in the world. And this study had nothing to do with weight loss. It had to do with our gut, called our gut microbiome remodeling, and metabolic profile improves drastically in response to protein pacing. This is not a diet. If you're doing this to lose weight, that's going to happen. But that's not the reason to do it. The reason to do it is to assist your own body in detoxifying. Unless any of you believe, like Mrs. G, that I'm not saying you do, that storing poisons in your body is a good idea, because you're doing nothing to remove them. No sweat. They've never found a gram of a toxin in sweat. This stuff is embedded inside your visceral fat. But your body is capable. It's your body that's doing it. There is no product, because there's no product here. You're on food, but how you're eating, when you're eating, it's all laid out. And also for all of you, how do I get this? Okay, Mrs. G also. I'm putting in the chat. I want all of you to see that, the New Health Conversation, okay? And if you go, that's our website. That's our movement website. And the New Health, you can see it at the bottom. You also can see it at the top. See the little red heart, everybody, and it says the New Health Conversation. On that website, there's nothing to buy. We will not contact you if you go to that website. But if you go to the website and you like what you see, scroll down, you get a free consultation and free coaching. You're buying food. Let me be clear. You're going to spend about what you spent last month on food, maybe another $25 a week. It's very affordable. Now, also, don't get confused. When you go there, we're not going to contact you. But if you like what you see, scroll down, you get a coach. Now that also, it'll say there, 100% money back guarantee. I want to clarify that. Remember, you're going to spend, of your dollars you spent last month, 30% you're going to buy at the grocery store. They're not going to refund your money in the first month. They don't refund your money at all. But the other 70%, these foods that come from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, are the foods that they supplied to the scientists who created this. They'll give you 100% of your money back in the first 30 days if it doesn't work. No reason. You don't have to have a reason. I know it sounds too good to be true. Please comment on that, any of you. So Mrs. G, or yes, Mrs. G, you got it, the New Health Conversation. Absolutely. That's where you go. Or DY1BRV. Mrs. G, can I ask you a question? So Mrs. G and all the rest of you, the New Health Conversation is a movement. Yes, I did start it 23 years ago, and we really have helped 600,000. Oh, somebody, you're so full of nonsense. Oh my God, what an idiot. I mean, you have no idea at all. It's just so silly when people come on and they're just full of it like you are. This is back in 10, this is the grift. Yeah, exactly, the grift. Yeah, really? Oh, you're so full of it. No, I've got somebody over here telling me that when we're talking about everybody peer-reviewed human trial studies, that's grifting. It just shows how uninformed and how educated they are. It's another panel, so I don't care about it. Brian, I hope you realize you've heard the real truth, and when you hear nonsense like that, it's just nonsense, okay? But anyway, Mrs. G, what I want to know is the New Health Conversation is really important, obviously, to everybody. And we've helped 600,000 people, but we want to help so many more. So what was it, if you can tell me about the poster or what I was saying or the picture, what got you to stop to listen to this podcast? What was it? If you want to put it in the chat, I'm just curious what it actually was. Can you tell me? Somebody here, I mean, this idiot is saying, I don't care about you. We've helped 600,000 people. What planet are these people coming from? I mean, like I said, they're haters. They love to hate, but it's just nonsense. We've helped 600,000 people. Yeah, the fact we kept it off for 9 years, I couldn't agree with you more. It's so silly. You're just wasting your time, body. Go do something else. I mean, you're making yourself look silly. We've got the highest medical proof in the world, peer-reviewed human trial medical studies, and you're trying to come on and make up something else. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Isn't that funny? But anyway, would anybody else like to ask me a question about any of that? Because here's what I'll do one last time here. We've been on for almost an hour and 10 minutes. I need to just rest my voice a little bit. But if you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how rapidly you can lose it and keep it off if you want to do that. I'll take like 4 or 5 people. That's about all the time I have. I do have to rest my voice. So who else would like to ask me a question? Anybody? Okay, here we go. Mrs. G, 5'7", 194. Okay, Miss G, you're pretty tall. I would say at 5'7", we'd want you to be about 135. So that's going to be 135, 69 pounds. No, 59 pounds, sorry. So Mrs. G, expect in the first 4 days you're going to be down between 4 and 6 pounds. By, let's say, the 10th, 12th of December on this is without even trying, you're going to be like 172, 174. By mid-January, you should be down to around 153, 154. That means you've got about, let's go 154, that's 24 more pounds. Easily by the 1st of February, you should be 130. Mrs. G, how much would that excite you? Keep in mind you're detoxing your body. And keep in mind you're absolutely able, to keep the weight off the whole time. So does that make sense? Miss Roma 86, what do you mean what is happening? Miss Roma, what they're doing, this is not a diet, it's a detox. It's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world, and over the course of 23 years, we've helped 600,000 people. Good, Mrs. G, and you understand where you can go to the website, right? The New Health Conversation right here, the New Health Conversation. Okay, hold on. Do you see it right down below? Whoops, what happened? Sorry, did I spell it wrong? Yeah, I think I did. The New Health. Here's where you go. There's nothing to buy there. We're not going to contact you. The only way we'll contact you, Mrs. G, is if you scroll down and get a free consultation. So, Miss Roman, what we're doing, if you'll tell me how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how rapidly you can lose weight and keep it off for the rest of your life. It's a detox. We've been going over, we've been helping people, show them how much. This is not a diet, it's a detox. It has nothing to do with dieting. So if you want to tell me how tall and what your current, good. Oh, Mrs. Roman, I'm 5'5" and a half, 231. Okay, Miss Roman, at 5'5", we'd want you to be about 120. That's going to be 111 pounds. Get ready for this, Miss Roma, and then comment afterwards. In the first 4 days, you should be down about 6 pounds. I would say by December 10th, 11th, you're going to probably be about 208 to 210. Let's go with 210. By the middle of January, again, the same, about 30 days later, 210, you're going to be down probably to 190. 190 down to 120, that's 70 pounds. Easily, yeah, by the second or third week in March, you'll be 120, Mrs. Roman. Sorry, 130. 130, not 120. So, Miss Roman, how much would that excite you? And there's no one was allowed to exercise. They actually wear Fitbits to prove he's talking to a bot. Again, we have idiots over here on the left. I don't have time to do it. So anyway, so Miss Roman, what do you think about that? And by the way, we offer a free website you can go to and you get free coaching. But if you go to the website, we won't even contact you because the only thing there is the medical proof. Does that, give me a yes if that makes sense to you. But again, how excited would you be about those numbers? Tell me how excited that would make you to lose that kind of weight that fast and be able to keep it off for the rest of your life. Because she's kept that weight off now for 9 years. 9 years. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off. So Anila Cool Angels, you're 5.5. Yeah, you're 5'2", but I have no idea how much you weigh. I need to know how much you weigh right now. Anila, I don't think you weigh 74 pounds. So tell me how much you weigh and I'll tell you how. So, but again, Miss Roman, how much would you be excited about those numbers? Well, first of all, Miss Roman, you didn't hear the part that you're going to buy a month's worth of food, 30% from the grocery store and 70% from foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. That 70% that you would spend, take your total food budget last month. You're going to spend about that much, right? 30% at your grocery store leaves you 70%. You're buying these exotic foods. They'll give you 100% money back guarantee in the first 30 days, no questions asked. I'm not kidding you. You'll see if you go to the website, you'll see it there. So tell me how much that would excite you. And you also get free coaching, Miss Roman. You get a free consultation and free coaching. When you go to the website, we're not going to contact you. There's nothing there but the medical proof. Oh, somebody, would you just shut up and go away? What an idiot. Just an idiot. An idiot. I mean, just foolish. You're just foolish. You're wasting your time. Anyway, Miss Roman, yeah, Miss Roman, of course not. Well, Miss Roman, let me read to you from Medicare. This will make you feel better or worse, okay? Medicare's search for effective obesity treatments. Diets are not the answer. Our researchers at Medicare reviewed the studies of long-term outcomes of calorie-restricted diets to assess whether any diet is an effective treatment for obesity. The researchers found that 2/3 of all dieters regained more weight than lost on any diet. In summary, there's little support for the notion that calorie counting diets lead to lasting weight loss or health benefits. So you're proving my point. You have to understand that counting calories is ridiculous because your body, did you know, Miss Roman, your body has no idea what a calorie is. It's never counted a calorie. You've never been hungry for calories in your entire lifetime. The only thing you can ever be hungry for is what? Nutrition. Does that make sense? And that's what this is all about. So again, I encourage you to go to the website. Let me put it down there again. You get a free coach and they'll answer all your questions and they're going to coach you the whole time for free. And you have 70% of what you're going to spend, a money back guarantee. Hold on just a second. This is a bot. I mean, it's a bot, really. Let's see. It's 11:10 in Denver, Colorado, 11/11/2025. It's so ridiculous, these people that do this kind of stuff. But anyway, Miss Roman, so do you understand where you can go? Oh, you mean when you get haters like that? Yeah, it's okay. Good. For your own benefit, go and take a look. Okay, so let me help somebody else. But Miss Roman, how excited would you be about those numbers that I shared with you? That's what I want to know. How excited would you be about hitting those numbers? Okay, Anila, let's see what you are here. Anila, where are you? I'm getting to you, Anila. I just got to find again your height. Okay, 5'5". Okay, Anila, I'm 5'2", and you weigh, hold on. Oh, 219. Okay. So 5'2", 219. At 5'2", you'd want to be about 110. Yeah, a real idiot when you're talking about peer-reviewed human trial studies. You're the idiot. You're the idiot. Anyway, Miss Roman, would you be very excited about that? Yeah. Well, go. It's free to go there. We're not going to contact you. And if you like what you see, scroll down, you get a free coach. All right, Anila, 219, 5'2". We'd want you to be about 110. That's 109 pounds. Anila, you're going to lose about 5 or 6 pounds in 4 days. By December 12th, 13th, around in there, you should be about 190. I just can't get rid of them fast enough. Anyway, you're going to be, like I said, you should be, let's see, what did I say? About 195-ish in 30 days. You should be 175-ish by middle of January. So 175 down to 110, that's 65 pounds. That should take you January, February, March. By early April, you should be, you're going to be about 110, Anila. Tell me how much that would excite you. How much? How much would that excite you? And if I'm mispronouncing your name, I certainly don't mean to, okay? So put a comment in the chat. Put it in the chat and let me know how you feel about that, about how excited you'd be. And you understand also, Neil, you go to this website, it's free to go there, and there's nothing to buy. We don't even contact you if you go there. It's only the medical proof, and if you like what you see, scroll down and get a free consultation, the New Health Conversation. Do you see it right there? Give me a yes. Hi, King Gibbs, $7 double dollar sign shared the live. Thank you, King Gibbs. That's great. So again, Anila, give me a yes if you understand where you can go. Oh, Mrs. G sent me a heart. Thank you very, very much. That's nice. It's nice when you have haters out there. Oh, I'm just used to it. They don't understand. It's fine. It's okay. But Anelia, again, give me a comment. What do you think about that? And do you understand to go to the New Health Conversation? That's where you can see everything. Would anybody else, before I'm at 1 hour and 20 minutes, I do have to rest my voice. Would anybody else like me to, if you give me your male or female, your height and your current weight, I'll tell you how rapidly you can lose weight. I maybe I'll do 2 or 3 more, and then I do have to rest my voice. So anybody else like to have me give you a quick evaluation? Or not? Oh, here we go. Harnett, Mercedes-Benz sales. Oh, great. 40. I have a Mercedes-Benz convertible. I love Mercedes. That doesn't have anything to do with what I'm going to tell you. You're 5'7", 188. Okay, so first of all, you're pretty tall. We'd say in our world, we'd want you to be about 130. That's 58 pounds. Get ready for this, Mercedes. In the first 4 days, you're going to probably lose about 6 pounds. By around, let's say, December 12th, 13th, easily, you're going to probably be about 165, 168. By middle of January, you should be 145, 148. Let's go with 148, that's 18 pounds. By February, you will be 130. Tell me how excited you'd be about that. And it's not a diet. It has nothing to do with that. Oh my God, Tifster, we have a young woman. Let me stay with you, but let me finish up with my Freddie's friend first. I'm assuming you work for Mercedes-Benz. I mean, with that handle, am I right? Harneet? Is it Harneet? Am I pronouncing your name correctly? I hate mispronouncing people's names. I got enough problems without doing that. But anyway, Harneet, yes. Can you imagine by February you'd be 130 pounds? How much would that? Harneet, I got it right. Okay, great. Yes, I do. Okay, wow. Well, does that excite you, Harneet? And here's where you can go. Unfortunately, you're coming in at the end where I got to rest my voice, but here's where you can go. It's free website. And the only thing on the website is the medical proof for you to see, Harnett, right? What do I need to do? Do you see give me a yes if you see the New Health Conversation. I posted it right below your name. I posted it right below your name. That website, the only thing on there is the medical proof, including a detailed explanation about how this works, why it works, what you do. There's an interview with the #1 weight loss nutrition physiologist in the entire world, in the whole world. And if you go there, we won't contact you. However, if you like what you see, you can scroll down and you get a free consultation and a free coach. There's no gimmicks, no sale. We don't have anything to sell you. We have no products to sell. Now, the thing that I want to explain to you just briefly, okay, it's based on food. There's no products. So take whatever you spent last month total on food, Harneet, and 30% of those dollars, that's all you need to spend this month at the grocery store, because the researchers who created this, not me, I had nothing to do with that, who are, by the way, Harneet, they're rated the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the entire world. They created this, right? Not us. It's based on food and a new way of eating that I'm going to explain to you briefly. So 30% of whatever you spent last month, you're buying at the grocery store. The other 70%, you can't buy at any grocery store. It comes from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. It represents huge amounts of nutrition in very small amounts of food. And then there's a totally new way of eating that allows your body to detox. 5 days a week, you're going to have 4 meals a day. You're going to start with these exotic foods around the world for breakfast, lunch from your grocery store list, dinner from your grocery store list, and a 4th meal after dinner. Then 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store, only these exotic foods around the world, but this time you're going to eat 8 times a day. You're going to be eating every hour and a half to 2 hours, and that's how the body detoxes. Because in order to detox, like every night when we go to sleep, as long as we don't eat too late, once the body's done pretty much with digestion, it automatically detoxes every night in a process called autophagy, when your body gets rid of the dead cells. Well, the researchers, they created this when you're awake, and they proved it. And the reason it's so important that you only have these exotic foods, because by eating 8 times a day for 48 hours, you're getting very small amounts of food, which involves almost no digestion, which allows your body to detox. And how did they prove it? They did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis and proved without a shadow of a doubt that this was detoxing. Inflammation came down 25% in a month. But the other thing you'd find on this, your energy will go through the roof. You'll sleep better at night. Your mental clarity, everything changes. It's not a weight loss. So I'm giving you a very fast explanation. That's why I encourage you, go to the website and everything is there. And if you like what you see, scroll down. Oh, by the way, when you scroll down and you get a coach, it'll say 100% money back guarantee. I want to clarify that. The 30% of the food you're going to buy from your grocery store, they're obviously not going to refund you. But the other 70%, the 30%, your grocery store, they're not going to give you your money back. But the other 70%, let's say it doesn't work, you didn't like it, doesn't matter, 100% money back guarantee. Show me anything like that on the entire internet. Who would it be? I mean, I know it sounds too good to be true, Harneet, but it really is. Good. Look into it. Great. Congratulations. And you see the website, right? Just give me a yes before I scroll up. The New Health Conversation. You got it. It's also above her head there in red. You can see it next to the little heart, the New Health Conversation. Okay. Let me come back up to the lady asking, or whoever it was. I have no. Miss Roman, I'm a nutritional researcher for 23 years. I've written 4 best-selling books with some of the biggest medical doctors in the world. I appeared 20 times on PBS. I wrote, like I said, 4 best-selling books. I appeared 20 times on PBS and have lectured in hospitals and universities around the world for the last 23 years. I've spoken in front of over 500,000 people. I didn't invent this. It's not my invention. But we're making it available to you and for everybody else in the world. You got it? Oh, okay, I found you, Tifster. Okay, Tifster, I'm going to tell you a story about a young woman in Florida. She's 30 years old. She's 5 feet tall, no gallbladder. She weighs 265 pounds. Tifster, I'd like you to give me a guess in 6 months now, 6 months, how much weight do you think she lost? She's 5 feet tall, she's 265. Or any of you that want to guess. Harneet, you can guess also. This is a young woman, 5 feet tall, 30 years old, she has 3 children. No gallbladder. And like I said, 5 feet tall, and she started at 265 pounds, and this was exactly 6 months. So who would like to take a shot at how much weight she lost? Which you're probably not going to believe, but that's okay. So again, Tifster, how much do you think she lost? Come on, everybody, don't climb up on me. Okay, let's see. 50 pounds. Okay, Harneet, good guess. How about you, Tifster? Harneet, this is going to blow your mind when I tell you. I don't know. Okay, so Harneet, and I don't know. Now, remember, everybody, she's 5 feet tall, 265 pounds. In 6 months, she lost 165 pounds, no loose skin, and she's now kept it off for 2.5 years. That's the power. Now, that's extreme. So when I'm telling you your numbers, like the numbers I gave you, Harneet, et cetera, I'm giving you the most conservative numbers we've ever seen, the most conservative. But give me a comment about that, Harneet or Tifster. What do you think? Oh, 65 said 100. I know. 634, she lost 165 pounds in 6 months, and she's kept it off for 2.5 years. That's what I keep trying to tell all of you. This is not a diet. It's a detox. But with no gallbladder to lose 165 pounds in 6 months, are you kidding me? And she's kept it off for 2.5 years? Hello. I know it sounds unbelievable. Tifster, we know her. As a matter of fact, I'll also share with all of you ladies this magazine, Women's World, June 9th of this year. Cover story. The mom and daughter. The daughter is a nurse, 57 years old. She lost 59 pounds in like 3 months. The mom just turned 81. She lost 110 pounds. They both kept it off for 3.5 years. The nurse in the blue coached this young woman. It was her person. Yeah, that's right there. And then the magazine, which is the #1 women's magazine in the world, They wrote they wrote a 2-page article on this. That's why you know it's real. It's not made up. Is that amazing? Harneet, what do you think about that? I know. So Harneet, that's why I'm telling you, we can get you down there. Now, obviously, that's like a record, okay? That's like a record. And I'm telling you, you could do at least a third of that. I mean, it's not, I know it's so unbelievable if you try to compare this to diets, everybody, but this is not a diet, it's a detox. Does everyone understand that? Oh, Mrs. G just sent me a heart. Aren't you nice? Yeah. So again, Harneet, I invite you to go to the website and look at them because the medical proof is there, including, listen, everybody, you even get to see the published peer-reviewed human trial medical studies. So would anybody else like to ask me a question before we're done? Okay, we've been an hour and 30 minutes. I do need to rest my voice a little bit. And then I'll try and come back on, let's say, it's now 1:23 on the East Coast, Eastern Standard Time. I'll try and come back on maybe by 2 or 2:30. Okay, everybody? And Harneet, you're good on, you know where to go, the New Health Conversation. You all can see it right at the top there, the little red heart to the right, the New Health Conversation, or right above her head, proof at the New Health Conversation. And you can see there, you get free coaching all the way to your goals. The coaching is 100% free. There's nothing to buy. We don't have anything to sell you. You're buying food. Good. Cool. Sweet Quest, I assume you're still doing great. So Tifster, I invite you to go. Tifster, are you clear on the website? Are you clear on where to go? Tifster, I want to make sure. Tell me. Oh, you're asking him what was the average amount of calories, and you mean that you're consuming every day? About 15, but that doesn't mean anything. It's how much nutrition you're getting. But if you wanted just a calorie amount, it's about 1,800, just to let you know. Sweet Quest, if that was your question. But it has nothing to do with calorie counting because your body doesn't even know what a calorie is. You have to, I'll give you a different example. To equal the amount of nutrition, if you were looking at calories, you'd need about 10,000 calories to equal the nutrition in a day. In a day to equal the amount of nutrition in this Sweet Quest. Does that make sense? You bet. All right, everybody, I'm going to end this podcast right now. And then, like I'll say, I should come back on about 2 or 2:30. I'm just going to rest my voice a little bit. All right?